Hi all, this is Amanda and Araceli. We are going to be sharing our findings on Sweden's leadership style with you. Sweden is located in Northern Europe on the Scandinavian Peninsula, bordering Norway and Finland. The country is divided into 20 county regions and 290 municipalities. One of the most unique aspects about Sweden's leadership style is the lack of any vertical distinction between the leader and followers. Primus inter pares is Latin for a first among equals. There are few management hierarchy levels. Instead, they operate in a democratic fashion. Sweden is a democratic nation. Similar to the United States, there are national, regional, and local levels of government, with the positions voted in by the people. A constitution is in place to establish the grounds on which the country operates. Formerly a monarchy, a head of state still exists solely as a figurehead. Voter participation is high. The last election had a turnout rate of 85% and has even been as high as 91% of the eligible population. At a business level, Swedes highly subscribe to the democratic model as well. It is considered more important to reach decisions by consensus than to achieve recognition for coming up with an idea on one's own. Management serves to act as a guide through the decision-making process, and authority is delegated downward to carry out directives. Employee participation is so highly valued that a Swedish law stipulates that if an organization wishes to implement a decision that will impact all members, those members must first be involved. Swedes operate under values-based leadership. Service, usefulness, and effectiveness are of more merit than advantage in competition. They believe that there is a Swedish way to approaching most business, and it is a common understanding that by negotiating at great length, everyone will end up with the unanimous conclusion that the Swedish way is best. A survey of 100 Swedish business people done by Lewis highlights the values they deemed most important to them. Notably, these are all values that portray them in a positive, cooperative light. Swedes' reputations are very important to them, so they want to be viewed as organized, caring, and harmonious leaders. The cultural profile done by Hofstede Insights identifies Sweden as being high in individualism, long-term orientation, and indulgence. Swedes are generally expected to take care of just themselves and others in their inner circle. Respecting and recognizing the independence of each person and allowing the individual to practice self-reliance in turn creates a desire for the individual to perform at a higher standard. In Sweden, neither money nor prestige are high motivators. Sweden was only slightly above neutral on long-term orientation. While they do believe in keeping to the Swedish way, they are willing to deviate from time-honored tradition to move forward if the collective decision is made to do so. Sweden is known for their indulgence. Liberal paid time off, being a leader in offering paternity leave, and flexibility in work schedules are all due to their belief in the importance of time for leisure and recreation. Sweden is a feminine society, meaning that they are driven more by quality of life rather than competition. They strive to avoid confrontation and would much prefer to talk matters through than have an authority figure dictate the outcome. Trust is a significant component of their leadership style as well, resulting in a low uncertainty avoidance. Rather than believing that many rules will ensure a specific desired outcome, they trust that members of an organization will do their best to achieve their highest potential. The model for Sweden's leadership style demonstrates that they have a low power distance. It is considered completely acceptable for someone to approach the prime minister or the president of an organization with their own ideas in an informal manner. Because Sweden is often portrayed as a friendly, agreeable nation, one would be led to believe that they have a good-natured relationship with their neighboring countries. Their foreign aid is higher than debt, so they are contributing more than they take. However, Norway, Denmark, and Finland attribute much of Sweden's financial strength to their lack of involvement in World War II, and generally tend to view their complacency and conflict avoidance with disdain. The long-cycled Swedish approach often creates frustration with other countries that are accustomed to quick resolution and procedural adherence when negotiating contracts. Some of the most notable differences between the United States and Sweden's leadership styles are decision-making time, preferences for collectivism over individual ideas, and conflict resolution. While the US is comfortable with conflict and agreeing to disagree, Sweden would rather agree to avoid discord. I believe that leading in Sweden would be in congruence with my leadership views and style, so I would enjoy leading there. They are a progressive, free-thinking state that focuses on the individual as much as the outcome. Less emphasis is placed on competition and winning, and more on what is good for the society as a whole, even in the business world. I have learned that allowing others to be themselves and feel heard is a highly effective way to promote engagement in a team without having to invoke an authoritative demeanor.
Up to this point, we've covered a lot of information about Sweden's democratic leadership style and values. Now I'm going to present a quick overview of Sweden's culture, addressing the specific factors that affect culture and leadership behaviors in the areas of geography and language, history and religion, and immigration. In the areas of geography and language, Swedes have a high appreciation for the outdoors and nature. The country has a diverse set of landscapes. Nature is protected by a national law, which provides access to almost everything. Geographically, it is divided into 3 regions: northern, central, and southern. Most people live in the 3 major urban cities of Stockholm, Gothenburg, or Malmö. It is estimated that 4/5 of the population live in urban centers. Stockholm is the capital, and it's also the political, economic, and cultural center point of Sweden. Sweden is also known for having a variation of climate changes. Winter season is particularly the toughest. Differences in daylight also have a significant impact on people's lifestyle. During the summer months, the sun is out most of the day and into night hours. Winter is extremely difficult to cope with because there's little to no sunlight, and people work long hours to take a break in the summer. Sweden's official language is Swedish. However, there are 5 other minority languages, and English is by far the leading foreign language. Highlighting that Swedes pride themselves on many things should not be a surprise, especially since they are a proud society. They are proud to have a shared leadership culture, including between church and state, and that is because traditionally, the church has played a key role in Swedish life. So in the areas of history and religion, for centuries, every newborn was automatically registered as a member of the Lutheran faith and Church of Sweden. Tax money was used to support the church, and church bishops were elected by the government cabinet. After the legal separation of church and state in 2000, the government no longer guarantees public subsidies to the church, nor has direct control over the faith. There's no longer an official religion in the palace. Prior to the change, it was conflictive because the Swedish monarch was not the head of the church, but was required to be a member. Now the monarch may be of any religion. Today's Christianity continues to be on the main religion in Sweden, and 63% of the population continues to identify as Lutheran or Church of Sweden. 17% of the population identify with other religions, and religion membership to other organizations or denominations is also on the rise due to the increasing number of immigrants. Immigration. Sweden's population used to be homogeneous, which was made up of Swedes and people from Denmark and Finland. But in recent decades, Sweden has been transformed by a wave in immigration. The largest immigrant groups are from Finland, Serbia and Montenegro, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Iran, Norway, Denmark, and Poland. The Swedish government categorizes its citizens by country of birth and does not collect statistics on ethnicity. 1/5 of the population are immigrants or have at least one foreign-born parent. Immigration has definitely challenged Sweden economically and culturally. One major impact has been on its welfare system. Historically, Swedes have been welcoming towards refugees, but lately this issue has caused some divides among its citizens' support. And a recent poll found that 41% of Swedes thought that the country should grant fewer residency permits to refugees. And of course, again, this issue continues. So again, transforming Sweden in different ways. Transitioning to what impacts leadership in Sweden. Sweden's leadership is adapted to a team approach where the manager is at the same level as everyone else on the team. In theory, involving everyone does work, but in reality, it is time-consuming and it creates uncertainty. The leader might come across as less assertive, which can be interpreted as a weakness in the long run. According to Tengblad, the Swedish leadership style has two cornerstones: inclusiveness and lack of individual prestige, which increases the company's competitiveness, creates better profitability as team members' productivity is high, and the quality of work increases. Now, some of my takeaways. I would love to have the opportunity to lead in Sweden. Today's global business environment can benefit greatly from more biculturally competent leaders, and having the opportunity to live and work in Sweden would help to gain those additional skills that can make me a more effective leader. I respect and value their democratic leadership style, cultural values that involves teamwork and trust, and their established leadership foundation. I also believe that the willingness to take risks and the ability to capitalize on opportunities are excellent ways to continue to enhance leadership skills. And leading in a foreign nation is a risk and a great opportunity at the same time to capitalize on a variety of leadership benefits, such as different problem-solving techniques and mutual collaborative efforts. As far as addressing the second question, I would say it would be adopting the Sweden's feminine leadership practice. This is where decision-making is achieved through involvement, and conflict is resolved by compromise and negotiation. I find a lot of value in Sweden's Lagom way, which is a philosophy of having just the right amount of something. In leadership, it is essential to achieve the right balance between work and play, and that's often times left out. I believe that most of leaders invest everything into their jobs or professions and end up burning out and forgetting about other important aspects of their lives. I think that as a great leader, I must also learn to take care of myself. So my vision as a leader is to continue to work hard to become an effective leader, and in the process, I plan to actually take care of myself. With that, I hope to one day achieve the Lagom way, or the perfect balance between my professional and personal life. Here's the list of references. Thank you so much for your time and for